Hey, this is the first video that I'm recording for you in the year 2025. It is 1st of January. So first up, a very warm New Year wishes from me to you. And the purpose behind this video is to turn you into a champion in this particular year. So I am going to share 4 tips with you. We'll keep it short. Start implementing those, start working with me, and we can turn your entire life around and make you a powerhouse when it comes to becoming successful when it comes to your professional goals. So let's go ahead and start and talk about how you can turn your resolutions into reality. But then it's all about achieving a lot. Okay. And that obviously requires the very first thing, which is a resolution. So go on and have some resolutions. You could be somebody who looks at this as a ritual and you realize that people have resolutions, but then they don't even really go ahead and turn that into a reality. It does not allow them to become successful. And I get it. Yes, there are people who make a lot of mistakes, but then having a resolution is not the mistake that they make. The mistakes are made elsewhere. So think of resolutions as goals. Yeah, you need to have goals. If you want a tree to grow, at the end of the day, you need to plant a seed. So if you don't even plant a seed, how would you really expect things to become favorable for you? To have the kind of crop that you really wanted. So it's absolutely necessary for us to have goals/resolutions, and particularly if you know why that goal matters to you, that turns it into an absolute beast. A strong why makes the entire how very easy. So go ahead, have some resolutions. Since you and I are talking to each other right now, I am sure we are talking about some professional development resolutions. We are talking about some career goals that somehow involve a B school, and therefore you probably looking at writing an exam like the CAT, the ZAT, the GMAT, whatever. So go ahead, write down the specific college that you want to get into this year or maybe next year. Okay, so at this juncture, I know that there are a lot of different individuals who are watching me. Probably you worked with me last year and you got a great CAT score. And in that case, your resolution should be to double down on your VAT and PI preparation. In case you are an aspirant who's still thinking of starting, well, this is your sign to start. So write down the college that you want to get into, write down what you plan to put into your preparation so that you can start it in the right earnest. So that's my tip 1. Do have some resolutions. And thereafter, tip number 2, cultivate self-belief. See, most of the people who become successful, when they started, they did have doubts. Now, the problem is a lot of people, when they have those doubts, they allow those doubts to dominate. They allow those doubts to stop them from moving forward. You've heard of this something called imposter syndrome. People who are successful, even they feel that they don't belong here. It's way too common than you believe. At least half the people who make it into a premier B school, they typically suffer from imposter syndrome. So make sure that you remind yourself that it is normal. Make sure that you go on to remind yourself of the fact that, hey, you can do it. Do remind yourself of the fact that you are truly a champion and it just requires you to put in the necessary effort. There is absolutely nothing that stands between you and your goals. So have that self-belief, because I believe in you. And every year I've seen people just like you get into some of the places that make everybody else envious of them. Okay, so do prepare. And then tip number 3 is perhaps something that is really close to my heart, and that is quarterly quests are superior to annual goals. So see, thinking over a 12-month horizon can at times appear very abstract. So instead of thinking over a 12-minute horizon, just start thinking of the next 4 months. We do that in businesses, and I want you to do that for you. So just think of what is it that you want to achieve over the course of next 3 months. That's it. Just have a concrete idea of what is it that you want to go ahead and achieve in the next 3 months, and you'd suddenly realize that it will become really very tangible. And tip 4 really ties with it, and that is focus on the process of achieving your quarterly quests. So basically what I want you to do is make a list of what it is that you want to achieve over the course of next 30 days. So in terms of CAT, maybe there is a certain amount of syllabus that you want to go ahead and accomplish. So go ahead and write down that syllabus. Okay, make sure that everything is written clearly. There is no ambiguity. So avoid writing things like vocabulary, quant. Nah. In vocabulary, is there a particular book that you want to finish, or are there a certain number of words that you are targeting to acquire in those 90 days or 3 months? Write that down. Within Quant, hey, do you want to, in 3 months, I think you can easily go ahead and finish arithmetic, algebra, geometry. So maybe you can focus on those things, and thereafter establish a very clear-cut process where you go on to divide your quarterly quests into monthly targets. Then break these monthly targets down into weekly targets, and every night before you go off to sleep, break these weekly targets into your daily to-do lists. And then you just need to execute. So once a week, let us say every Sunday morning, or any day when you're relatively free. I generally do that on, for me, I mean, I've been doing that for years. I do this typically on either Monday evenings or Tuesday mornings. So weekends are usually comparatively hectic for me, or have been hectic for me for a really long time. Tuesday was a day which I used to keep free mostly. So I've kind of gotten into that habit. So whatever day it is for you, just sit down and ask yourself, could I accomplish my targets for the previous week? What are my targets for the next week? And every day before you go off to sleep, make a to-do list and ask yourself whether you were consistent with the high priority tasks that you had for that day. And if you can do these things every day, I'm sure that you will very soon become successful because of this new mindset that you have, which is guaranteed to give you new results. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead, put these 4 tips into practice, and to know even more, you can always reach out to me. You can always start working with me, and that's it. Just start executing, and I won't be surprised to see you make a huge dent in the universe. So all the best, and I'll see you in the next session. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay focused, stay in touch. If you need to know anything else, drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you do put these things into plan. That's going to be the key for us to convert this into a reality. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care.